Hello, this is Professor Kim Nelson with the Jewelry Design Department of the Fashion Institute of Technology with our continuing series of videos for basic rhino modeling, JD138. Going to discuss how to do presets, creating bead settings on a finished surface like this, finished piece of jewelry. Bead settings, when they're done by hand, normally they would be set in so that the crown of the stone, the table of the stone, is just barely even with the surface or very slightly raised from the surface. However, for commercial settings, and most of CAD modeling is used for that, that's not the case. So you want to talk to your client and find out how they want you to approach it. I'll be handling this as if it were a commercial setting project, and it turns out very nicely, usually. Don't like the knife edge that got left in here. So, I'm going to see if I can tidy that up a little bit. 0.4 is pretty drastic. If it'll take 0.4, it'll take 0.2. That's better. Yes. Okay. So, presets. First thing we need to have is a set as a kit to preset with. This is from our stone in class, our 10mm stone. I simply scaled it down to 0.2 millimeters. I'm going to create a cutter for this. I'm going to take the curve at its girdle and extrude it straight up. I'm going to take the same curve and extrude it to a point. I'll go ahead and join these two together. Going to draw a circle. 1 millimeter is really, you don't really want to make holes much bigger than a millimeter unless you have large stones. I'll go ahead and do this at a millimeter. And extrude this straight up. Actually, before I do that though, you'll notice that this, well, it's tight at the girdle. It's kind of, because of the faceting of the stones, it's kind of being buried a little bit. I'm going to do a 2D scale from the top view. Right click on the scale button, 0, and just give it a little bit of a relief around the girdle to accommodate for shrinkage and what have you. I'm going to extrude this surface both ways. And use this to trim it off. Use this to trim that off. Join it together, cap it. That is my cutter for cutting seats. I now need to have a prong, a bead. Beads tend to be between, they can't be smaller than 4/10 really. And not much larger than 7 or 8/10 at the biggest. 6/10 is a good average for a 0.55, 0.6 for a 2 millimeter stone. 2 millimeters is 0.6 millimeters is just fine. I'm going to move this out just so I can see it next to my stone. I want the bead to taper wider towards the bottom. I'm going to do an extruded taper. That's actually pretty nice. I want it to come down 0.7 millimeters. So the distance is minus 0.7. I had a solid option selected, which is not necessary, and now I have to explode it and get rid of this top surface. I'm going to extend that surface up so it's higher than the crown of the stone. You need to cut it off 0.2 of a millimeter above the table. You could be thinking about how you might do that, thinking on your own, but the way I'm going to do it is draw a circle off the top of the table, planar surface, set the direction for a Boolean difference, throw that away, go back to the top, C-plane, explode it again, set a C-plane to this surface, scale, 2D, center snap, till I have a very small surface. Extract isocurve, above the girdle, something in that area. Trim. Blend surface. Join these together. Should be a solid. Yes, it is. I'm going to put it on the purple layer. And go back to top C-plane and move this back into the center. Using project on my object snap so that it doesn't move up or down, it just moves vertically back into the center. So there's my kit. I have everything I need. I'm going to turn this off. Bring this back. Now I need one more thing for my kit. I need to have a wire that will tell me when I am approaching another stone. We want a spacing of 0.15 millimeter on a 2 millimeter stone. Center circle is 0. So 0.15 on both sides gives me a total of 0.3. So the stone's 2 millimeters. So the diameter of 2.3. That's my bumper. Okay. I'll group these together. Turn off the red. Bring up my surface. Now I need to have a pattern or some way I want to do the stones. I'm just going to do a radiating pattern because it's easy. Polar array 0,6. Take these curves, project them. Explode them. Control click to take out the ones I want to keep. Delete the rest. Okay, so now I'm set up. I'm going to grab my kit, including my bead, and move them out in front of the ring. Even though the cutter is turned off, it moves along because it is grouped. I'm going to do a transform, orient, on surface. Base point will be grid snap. Pull straight out for my reference. Surface to orient on right here. Scale, I want it to be uniform, rigid, okay. Copy needs to equal yes. And turn on my snaps to near. I want to come a certain distance away from that bezel. I am not going to have room for a second stone. Okay. Now that I know that, I'm actually going to make it a little farther down on that. A little more central. And here, a little bit of ways from that girdle. And that blue line, if it touches the girdle of the next stone fairly closely, I have a layout. This can be mirrored over. This can be mirrored over. And this can be mirrored over once again. Okay. There's my stone layout. My cutters followed along because they were grouped. Take a look at how that's forming up on the inside. Okay. Fine. I'm going to ungroup everything now. Okay. Turn off my reds. I don't need the blue barrier anymore, so I'll just delete those. Alright, my next step is going to be to prepare a surface or a channel that these rest in. Okay. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to create a pipe that goes along this center curve. I need about the same distance. I need like 2 millimeters and then 0.15 on each side. So I'm going to need like 2.3 as a diameter for my pipe. Make sure it's set to diameter. 2.3. That's interesting. Yep. Okay. Intersect. Okay, that's coming a little close. I'm not sure why. Oh, wow. Okay. For some reason, my stones got increased to 2.3 millimeters. I'm not sure how that happened, and it's not allowable. Unfortunately. Okay. Actually, I don't want to explode. I want to ungroup and then explode. I want to take these two and scale. Transform scale. Okay. 2 divided by 2.3. There we go. Actually, I didn't want this to scale. I wanted these two to scale. Alright. As many times as I try and... Okay. Sorry, class. Join this portion of the cutter. I don't want to change this because I'm sure this is still probably 1 millimeter, which is what I want it. Double check. Yeah, it's still 1 millimeter, so I don't want that to change. The rest has to change. scale. Thank you for being difficult. And redraw that curve. And double check my dimensions. Now that's 1.79. It is fighting me every step of the way. Does that sometimes. Two divided by 2.3. Why is that wrong? Class, why is it wrong? Analyze diameter. Now it says it's 2 millimeters. Somewhere along the way that changed. Fine. And when it went up onto the piece, it changed up to 2.3. Alright. Again, group. Surface. Transform. Orient on surface. Grid. Uniform scale. Oh, that's why. It somehow got set to 1.5 on there. I've got to decide whether I think I'm going to fit 2 stones. I'm not. So once again, okay, there we go. Sorry for the delay. Back to where we were. So now if I set this pipe to 2.3, it should be the appropriate dimension. Explode. Take these 2 curves out. Throw away the rest. Actually, there, throw away the rest. Join that together. Okay. Going to draw a straight line off of here, both sides, at an angle that makes sense with the edge of that bezel. Pull it onto my surface. I'm going to extract an iso curve here at the end. Something like that. Okay. That will give me the box for those. Now, coming this way, Same thing. I'm going to grab that curve, pipe it, intersect, delete, explode, take what I want, choose the two side curves, delete the rest. We've got an extra curve inside of here we can also delete. Okay. Straight line. And hold down the shift key. Pull. Shift key, pull straight across. Pull. Okay. Now we can tidy up our drawing. Alright. Next thing we need to do. Need to extrude a length here. Surface. Extrude. Fin normal to surface. From that surface, turn that layer off. Turn our stone layer on. And make it come a fair distance down. We want a reasonably deep channel. Not as deep as the culet, but halfway down the pavilion or better. I don't really want the surface. I want the curve at its base. I'm going to do the same thing here. I am going to actually trim off this curve, and I should have done that here as well. Repeat that command. Wonderful thing about extrude is it always remembers. Okay, same thing here. Duplicate edge, throw away. Going to do a lofted surface here and here, here and here, here and here, here and here. Okay, this is a little crazy right here. That implies to me that I have a strange math, if nothing else. That's exploded into two segments. Make sure these are all single curves. I'll even give them all the same point count. That should make it a nicer loft. Yes. This has got some pretty crazy ISO curves as well, so I could repeat the same thing here. 25 points should be enough to keep those tight to the surface and loft. Okay. What I need to do now is to extrude curve normal to surface again. I need this to be a nice long extrusion. Something like that will work. I'm going to repeat this all the way around as well. For some reason that last one didn't take. Let's try again. Alright. I want these to rotate in and cradle the bottom of my stones more than what they're doing. So to do that, I'm going to do a 3D rotate. Right click on the rotate. Use this end and this end as the rotational axis. Then rotate this in. Same thing here. And end, rotate, up. Same thing here. And end, rotate up. Same thing here. Rotate up. Okay. I have a suspicion that none of these are going to be aligned with the surface anymore because I've rotated them, obviously. So I'm going to extend them just to make sure that they go beyond the top surface of my ring. And now I'm going to use them to trim. 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 Trim these off now at the bottom. Join these together first. And the last step is to trim them off on top. To do that, I'll extract a copy of this surface. And trim. Okay. Not helpful. Okay, we'll have to revisit that one. Curve. End to end. Now, in theory, anyway, if I pull that, I should still be okay. But I believe that's what I had before. That's fine. That's what we already had, so why did I end up with trouble? Okay, this bow is causing difficulty for me. So leave that there for a minute. grab this curve, go to my right view, hold down Control and Shift key at the same time, and then downward arrow. Okay? I don't want that curve. I'll come to here, set C-plane to view, project, restore my C-plane or my viewport. Okay, that was not what I wanted. The easy solution right now is I'm just going to extract an isocurve. That certainly is not bowing in a contrary direction. Extrude normal to surface. Nice and deep. Rotate 3D. Make sure that it comes in to trim off a little bit of that. Extend surface. Trim. I don't need that anymore. Trim. And trim. Okay. Good enough. So what I have, get rid of all the curves. I haven't joined those surfaces yet. Is two pans. And these two pans hold my stones. Okay? It's important that the pans don't reach the girdle at any point. This is a little severe. I undercut that a little much, mostly in my effort to struggle through that strange surface there. Lost a surface here. Copy. Paste. Join these together. So now I have my pans. I have my stones. What I want to do now is to position my beads. So grab my bead. I can hide that stone for now. Transform. Orient on surface. Grid snap. Pull straight out. Surface to orient on. Okay. Now actually that surface is in my way of seeing what I want to see. I can turn it off and Rhino will still remember that that's the surface I'm working with. I want to move this bead in to where it barely bites into my stone. Ideally I'd like it to stay almost entirely on my tray still. If I have to let this one bite in a little more, and I can let this one bite in a little less, that's fine. The setter will adjust anyway. a little tight up here. Down at the bottom, same idea. In between, I would like the stone, the bead, to reach both stones. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to just mirror these over. Looking at this, I realize I would like larger beads here. Okay? And I would like a larger bead here and here. Okay? But larger in diameter, not height. I don't want it to go up. Okay? So I'm going to make a copy of this, paste it in, hide it. I'm going to take this bead. Now I can do this with history also. I could update the whole thing by changing this one bead, but it's better sometimes not to, because I only want to change a few of them. 2D scale. Oh. And I'm going to make that 1.1. Actually, I'm going to use a known dimension. I'm going to make 0.7 divided by 0.6. Okay? Same series of events. Grid snap. Pull out for direction. Surface I want to orient on. Okay. Turn that off. Bring this on. And place it. And place it. And place it. And actually, I wanted to put it in between here as well. So, same thing. Just touching those stones. Just touching those stones. Just touching those stones. Good. All right. So having those stones in place, those prongs in place, the beads in place, I can mirror those over. And I'm ready to finish the work on this project. Okay, like so. Alright, somehow I duplicated. There. Grab these. Duplicate border. Turn this off. Turn this on. And trim. And join. Okay. Turning on our cutters. copy, paste, group, change layer, storage objects. Solid difference. Now usually I delete the input. This time I'm going to say no, because I may need to use these cutters again. We'll see. Okay. Bring up our beads. Yep, that looks good. Mirror over. Mirror over. Solid union. And there we have it. Piece complete with presets for bead set stones. Okay. Okay. That's it. Thanks so much for watching.